Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your weekend is going fabulous. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, this here is a new item from Becca Feeken. It's part of her Stained Glass Bouquet Collection and it's gorgeous. It's called Flower Transom. And there are some fan flowers in here with 2 leaves. The nice thing is there's inserts to create a frame, a fan flower frame. And then there's also the background, which is great. You also get this beautiful decorative piece that would be great on card bases of any size, but also on envelope flaps too. I think that'd be gorgeous. The die will cut it out in a solid piece of cardstock, or if you want to add the outline pieces, the curved one will just add a continuous cardstock piece, but if you want to add the bottom piece, it'll just cut the entire little frame piece out. So that's a nice little option. Now today we are going to do some die cut dipping. I love doing this effect. So we have some color splash sheets. These are A2 size panel of watercolor cardstock sheets. They're on the wider side, which is really nice, but I'm going to die cut out the fan flowers and some leaves, both sizes, with a couple pieces of the watercolor cardstock. I like to do extra only because if I want to create a tag or the inside of a card, I have those extra pieces and I get to pick and choose what I want on my card. Now to dip our watercolor in, what we're going to use are some liquid colors. A few of these are on sale right now, I think. Don't quote me, but they might be on sale. I'll list them down below. We're starting off with some greens for the leaves. I have Limeade Splash and Sweet Pear. Again, these are liquid colors. They're concentrated watercolor inks and they're so easy to watercolor with. I'm adding some water to my drops here, and then because I wanted them kind of concentrated. I'm trying to go for a stained glass effect, so I kind of want them two-toned, if that makes any sense. So there's one leaf, and I'm just going to continue on, kind of spreading out that color, mixing them both together. And I'll do all my leaves this way. Die cut dipping is so fun. You just die cut out your die cut backgrounds first, and then you dip them. Now, these are heavily saturated, so it does take a little time to dry. I used my heat gun to speed it up, but I would suggest maybe air drying it would be nicer. So those are my leaves. I'm cleaning off my craft mat, and we're going to bring in a couple more colors, some yellows. I have Lemon Drop liquid color, and then I also going to bring in a little orangey with rich coral, and we'll add a few drops of this. We'll spray it with water. The water does dilute it a little bit so it's not so concentrated, because believe it or not, these are pretty concentrated colors. You can see how bright and vibrant they are. But I'm going to go ahead and do 3 fans, larger fans this way, and then we are going to continue on with some blues. I have Lovely Blue, and then we're going to add a little Cool Pool, which is like a teal. We'll add a few drops of this, and then we will add some water, kind of mix these together, and we're going to do some smaller fans this way. And I actually did some smaller fans with my orange and yellow combination too. But I need at least 3 of these, so just do a little swishing in here. Super fun. And the brand new tweezers come in super handy, the reverse tweezers. If you haven't gotten them, you guys are going to love them. Okay, these look fabulous. I love the color combination. What we're going to do now is scoot these aside, let them air dry a little more. They're, like I said, they're pretty saturated. And we're going to bring in our outlines. Now we have the inserts that go on the outlines. So we're going to add our outline and then add the insert of the fan and the leaves. And we're going to be using some of the Graphite cardstock. This is part of Spellbinders' new color Essential cardstocks. Love this color. It's a very dark gray. We're going to do a lot of die cutting with the outlines, creating almost like the wrought iron part of the stained glass. Well, I don't know if it's wrought, the iron part of the stained glass. And once we are done, I think we have enough to assemble. To make it easy, I'm just going to spray some of my Barely Art glue on some packaging, and then I'm going to dip my detail piece in the glue and then layer it on top of my watercolor background. Now the sun's going down, warning guys. This is the sun coming down through my window, and I'm trying to avoid not having to bring in my light to finish the video. So it's going to get a little bit darker and darker and darker. So just a warning. But after all my detail pieces are layered on top of my watercolor pieces, they are good to go. Now I wanted a pretty background, so we're going to do a little bit more die cutting using the beautiful detail piece. We're going to create a oval shape with the outline die here. I'm just going to flip it around and die cut the other side to create this oval shape. And then I'm also going to bring in my rectangle essentials die and create a dotted detail around a panel for my background. Now after my oval shapes die cut out, I'm going to go ahead and take the detail piece, line it up. There's going to be a little bit of a gap, but that's okay. I'm going to line it up, tape it down, and then run it through twice. Once on the left, once on the right. You can see the line down the middle. If you didn't want that line, you can scoot them together and have a thinner line. But I think this is going to work out fabulous. Plus it gives me room for glue. I'm leaving it white, and I'm going to directly adhere this to my dotted detail panel. And again, I used the largest dotted detail in the Essential Rectangle die set. I'm going to glue this right in the middle. And I just love this pattern. I think the softness and the lacy look of this, of white on white, just looks so pretty. And actually with the sun going down, you could really see the detail with that white on white. So that's the benefit, I suppose. We're going to adhere this to an A2 size panel. Just going to glue it right on top if I can find my card base here. And then this is good to go. Now with our leftover pieces, we are going to create some flowers with this. Now I'm going to layer 3 together, connecting them at the very point. We're going to go 3 of the orangey yellow on top, and then 3 of the blue teal on the bottom, and then I'll go ahead and add the leaves. Okay, now I skipped the part, guys. You can see the sun slowly going down. I don't know if you can tell, the videos are getting darker and darker, but I continued on a little bit later on. What I had did was used my journey glaze over the leaves and also the flower portions. I didn't press down on them really well because I know I was going to play around with the placement, but they're completely dry with the journey glaze on top. Usually after I do a video, I want to take a picture right away and it's still a little cloudy, which sometimes I can get away with it, but with this I wanted the full stained glass look, and so I waited for it to dry, and I just love the way this turned out. It is so stained glass-ish. We're going to do a little more rearranging with our leaves, carefully lifting up because we have that beautiful detail piece underneath there, but they're not stuck down there really well, enough to where I can just rearrange until I'm happy. I wanted the leaves to be kind of floating in our background. Now I did stamp the sentiment. It says hello using the mini greeting stamp set, and then all we have left to do is add a few embellishments. We're using the brand new color Essential Gems. This is the crystal mix. It's so pretty. We're going to add a few around the leaves and the few in the center of our flowers. But it's just a little different, a little abstract, but I love the way this turned out. I just think it's gorgeous. If you guys are interested in Becca's collection, again, it's called the Stained Glass Bouquet Collection. I'll list the entire collection down below for you guys. But the product that I used today was called the Flower Transom. So pretty. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Have a fabulous day, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.